Greetings, friends, and welcome back to the Small Brain Podcast, where today we're going to be talking about something a little different. We're going to be talking about brain-dead travelers. Can you hear the weed whacker next to me? Am I starting this episode at the worst possible time? I don't know. I'm sure you'll let me know in the comments, won't you? I went on a trip recently with my girlfriend's parents where we went to like a beach resort in Florida, the Panhandle. They own an SUV, but for some reason we took a pickup truck. 7 hours all the way down there. Not great suspension. Very bumpy. Very uncomfortable. Probably should have just flown, honestly. But it was one of those classic, just all-American beach getaways, guys. We went down there. I just sat on the beach for 2 days straight and just drank myself silly. And there's Happy Dad. Shout out Nuck Boys. Shout out Happy Dad Seltzer. I had probably 10 of those on the first day we were there. Didn't feel too bad the next day. I mean, it was... I wouldn't call it quite a hangover, but it was, it was something. There was some gurgling in my bowels the next day. Not nearly as bad as beer, though, I will say. Kind of getting to that age where I feel like I just can't drink like I used to, and I know everybody in their 30s says that, but guys, it really sucks. If you're in your 20s, drink up, buddy. Why did I fucking... There's a weed whacker right next to me. I could have gone any number of other places. Why am I literally directly next to the weed whacker? Holy... All right, we're going to pause here for a second. All right, guys. Well, hopefully the cacophony is over. For all my retarded viewers, that means lots of bad sounds. I hope it's over for you guys. So we went on this beach vacation and was just drinking myself silly by the beach every single day. It was a wonderful, magical time. Sat by the ocean, usually a place where explorers of all kinds, the Captain James Cooks of the world, the Magellans, the Christopher Columbuses of the world would set off in these same oceans and travel to faraway lands and discover something new, uncover the truth about something. Maybe they're on a scientific voyage. Maybe the crown sends them over to get gold and glory and pillage new lands and all kinds of wonderful, exotic brown people across the world. But no, I was there sitting on these same shores, and I was sitting there enjoying my Happy Dad seltzers, 5%. I was just absolutely plundering the cooler every 15 minutes for a new beverage. I got the waitress, she came over, and I was harassing her about what margarita I should get. I paid $42 for 2 margaritas. Absolutely insane. I did it, though, and I don't have any regrets. I was going there with my girlfriend's family. They paid for most of the things. I was like, fuck it. I can afford a $42 couple of margaritas, you know? Jesus Christ. That's the thing with these brain-dead vacations is a lot of the people there, I'm sure, didn't even have passports. They probably don't even consider traveling abroad ever in their lives. They probably think it's too distant, too difficult, too expensive. But to be honest with you, a week in the Panhandle in Florida probably costs more than a month or 2 months in, Cuba or Colombia or like a random beachside village, little coastal surfing town in Mexico or Portugal. You name it, Brazil. All these lovely places, you can get stabbed, and the police won't do anything about it. And that's why it's so cheap, actually. I'm trying not to get on the, oh, guys, everyone should go to Colombia. Everyone should go to Brazil. It's so cheap. It's so blah, blah, blah. It's not what you think. There's a reason they're cheap. Let's be honest. We're all adults here. This isn't some propaganda channel. This isn't YouTube circa 2018 where you could go viral by just saying, Slovakia is so cheap in the title, and people would just click on it. No one cares. Everyone knows it's cheap. Let's get to the bottom of some real shit. You know what I mean? Let's go Bourdain on it. Let's actually uncover something about the culture other than the price of a beer. You know what I mean? I'm sure if someone wants to clip this with me saying how something is cheap, I would look like a total hypocrite right now. But you're not going to do that, are you? You're not going to do that because you don't know the know-how. You don't have the savvy tech skills that we have here at the Small Brain Podcast.
But now I'm going to try to find something a little more authentic, a little cheaper. Wow, they have all kinds of really cheap liquor here in Myanmar. If you're ever in Medellin, definitely take the metro. It's very cheap too. Every single ride is like 80 cents.
Guys, are you subscribed on Spotify? You get video episodes, all right? Usually around once a week, okay? We're trying to up the production quality. We're trying to up the consistency over here. Give you guys quality shit every week. Guys, go over to Spotify. Give it a 5-star rating, all right? It would really help me out a lot. Okay, enough pandering. Let's get to the bottom of this, guys. Brain dead vacations. Because I feel a very love-hate relationship with the brain dead vacation. It's like there is certainly a time and a place for it. There is certainly a time and a place. I think if you work like a corporate job, if you're fed up with your life, if you have little to no fulfillment in your day-to-day existence, a brain-dead beach vacation is right up your alley, and it's exactly what the doctor ordered. He wants you to drink 12 Miller High Life Tall Boys on the beach. In the long run, it's probably better for your health than sucking it up and, going to your shitty insurance job or your, real estate agent job. Although, to be fair, I feel like a real estate agent is like, out of all the 9-to-5s, it's probably one of the best because you can like work for yourself and set your own hours and you actually get commission. You can be really rich, but you get the point. Yeah, I just, a few of you guys were commenting on one of the last videos about like culture shock and like reintegrating into society and how I was struggling with it. A lot of you guys think I was burnt out. That's because I was. I feel like the pace at which I was going was just not sustainable. And, that's fine. I think being a person that is a YouTuber, that owns your own business, that sets your own hours, that is their own boss is, it's a bit of a double-edged sword. I think at the end of the day, I'd prefer it over any job, really. But if I'm being honest with myself, there are definitely drawbacks. And, overworking, burned out is one of them. And I feel like I was just, I was exploring the boundaries of how hard I was willing to work. And I feel like I reached the limit of, filming every day for 2 weeks. That ain't it for me, dog. That ain't it. So I'm just trying to find a way to do it a little more sustainably. But yeah, I came home a little burnt out and I just needed a fucking beach vacation. I just need to sit on the white sandy beaches. Guys, by the way, the beaches in the Panhandle in Florida are incredible. I had no idea. I feel like when I used to go there as a kid, I was just not paying attention to how nice they were. I guess I was just focused on other things like, smoking cigarettes in the stairwell, smoking weed out of a Coke can in a hotel lobby. I was focused on other things, guys. I was on too many drugs, combined too many uppers with the downers, Yeah, fucking shenanigans back in the day in the Panhandle. I remember me and my buddies were just like up on Natty Light and we jumped in the back of somebody's F-150. I don't even remember who it was. And we're riding around the strip or whatever it is in PCB or Destin, I think. I think it was Destin, Florida. And one of my buddies threw a cigarette out of the bed of the truck and a cop pulled us over. Like he was following us for miles and then someone just threw a cigarette like a dumbass. And, yeah, I don't think he breathalyzed us. I don't think we got in any trouble. Jesus Christ. Can you guys hear this fucking... Did I choose the absolute goddamn worst time to record a podcast? I feel like he is on my porch right now. Try to give you guys a fun experience going outside, and there's fucking jets right above me. There's a meth head doing my lawn, apparently. I think he's literally like on my porch right now. Hold on.
15 minutes later.
Oh, I know you guys weren't here for it, but that was a 15-minute fucking interlude of this man weed whacking my yard while I was hiding inside. Like an absolute coward, because I have zero confrontation skills. I'd rather talk about him behind his back into a microphone. That's my preferred method of fighting. Back in the day, they used to use bows and arrows and bludgeon each other to death with rocks and sticks. And today I speak into a microphone and vent my little sensitive feelings. I'm working, guys. This is my job. This is how I put food on the table, okay? All right. Who's to say whose job is more important, his or mine? Who's to say? Anyways, as I was saying, I was feeling quite burnt out for a while there. I feel like I needed the all-American vacation. I feel like I needed some brain-dead shenanigans. I needed to go to a resort and not leave the property for 72 hours. You know what I mean? I was empathizing with the poors. I was empathizing with the normies and the reggies, the normal folk, you know? Although to be fair, it was like a golf course community. It wasn't exactly the poors. It wasn't exactly the normies. It was definitely some 1%er shit. And I felt a little uncomfortable there, but to be honest with you, man, I was just there for the beach, and they had a beach, and I had plenty of alcohol. And for that reason, I have no regrets. I did it exactly right. I was a brain-dead American. I was a true small-brained American, just drinking away his sorrows, drinking away being overworked, drinking away all my problems on the beach. It was 5 o'clock somewhere. I feel like I was living in a Jimmy Buffett song, and that was okay. That was enough for me. Oh my God, I think the fucking train is coming by now. A cargo train is about to blow its fucking train horn over here. I can hear it. I know it's coming. Oh, Connor, stop complaining. Oh, we can't hear it anyways. Well, I can, okay? There it goes. There it is. I want you guys to hear this. I want you to feel my pain. There's no way you don't hear that. There's absolutely no way that you don't hear that. Fucking hell, man. Yeah, guys, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like any backpacker or like solo traveler has a little bit of an ego when it comes to how they travel. They're like, oh, well, this is how it's done. You know, you're not supposed to bring a rolling suitcase because that makes you a regular person. That doesn't make you a backpacker anymore. You know, there's this set of like unspoken rules that, you know, these people that are trying to escape the judgments of society are ironically walking into a brand new set of judgments and expectations about one another. It's very ironic. It's like the Bali crowd putting each other on like spiritual pedestals for like accomplishing more spiritual acts than one another. You know, it's a bit repulsive. And I feel like it's kind of a trademark of like the juvenile kind of underexperienced, like inexperienced travelers. Like right when you start, you're like, oh, well, this is how it has to be done. You're supposed to bring a backpack. You're not supposed to spend any money. And that's fine, you know, and everybody has a phase for that. It's like going to college for the first time and like thinking you can fucking understand the entire world. And then I think as you continue in your travel experience, as you take longer and longer trips, you can kind of see that like the journey is all individualized. Like if you're going to travel for a long period of time, well into your life, in your 30s and 40s and stuff like that, 50s, who I think I'm a terrible podcaster. Truthfully, I think I'm terrible at what I'm doing right now. Getting fucking palsy on the microphone when you're 60s. But, you know, I think as you like continue on your journey, you can kind of see it more for what it is, where it's like, you know, traveling is a privilege and it's not to be done one way. It's a very individual experience. It's what you want to make of it. It's, you know, you go to Argentina and you do fucking tango for 6 weeks, or you could just go on a bender in Japan for 3 weeks, and that's also traveling. You know what I mean? It's literally whatever you want to do. You can incorporate themes into it. You can, you know, there's all kinds of creative ways you can travel well into your years in life, and I just feel like it's silly to like define it in a certain way. So, you know, but I feel like we're social creatures. We fall into those traps. Like I went to, you know, the Florida Panhandle, and I was like, shit, a little ashamed. You know what I mean? I was like, this is a little cringe what I'm doing. But at the end of the day, it's like, it was fun, you know? Or it wasn't like fun. It wasn't as rewarding as, stepping off the boat into Morocco or Algeria or something and like hitchhiking. It's not like that. It's not as deeply satisfying to me. But it was nice for what it was. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I feel like a brain dead pig. I feel like a goddamn mindless lemming. I feel like a useless sack of shit sitting there drinking my Corona Premium, feeling like I'm really doing something. Feeling like I'm really, reaching the higher states of nirvana with my 2.6 grams of carbs, 90 calories beer. I looked at the fucking macros, guys. I was not trying to get, gluten intolerant diarrhea in a Sandestin porta potty. You know what I mean? I was trying to keep it light, keep it breezy, keep it sexy. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get a little six pack going, and I can't be indulging in 20 beers over the weekend. That's why I stick to the Happy Dads, guys. But I will say, like, the clientele there was a specific type of white trash. It was, if there was a man over his 40s, he was 100% overweight. The gray hairs, the back, the shoulder hair, the back hair, a little bit of butt crack hanging out, Hawaiian shirt, Tommy Bahama. They feel like Tommy Bahama's like a nice luxury brand down there. These fucking piggies down there. I don't know. I mean, I feel like a weird kind of conflict in my heart about it, because I can definitely see the appeal of just going and being like a mass tourism, just idiotic, fucking brain dead, brain rot, stupid vacation where you're not doing anything, you're not seeing anything, you're not learning anything. Like, honestly, 4 days in Cuba would have been highly instructional, highly educational for an American living in the 21st century. It would have been very eye-opening to pull back the Iron Curtain and to see how the other side lives. Going to Venezuela, going to even Portugal, even like Spain or something, you could learn a thing or two about the world. But going to Destin, Florida, that is a certain type of idiot, and I'm one of them. I found myself in a very, precarious situation with my career. I was like, fuck this. I can't like do this hardcore shit for a minute. I need to like go and be babied. You know what I mean? So I feel like there's a time and a place for everything. I do feel sorry for the people that have to do that. If that's their idea, if that's their only experience with travel, that's when I'm like, all right, man, like, come on, man, like, just go anywhere else. Go, just pick a random country in Asia and go. Even South America. Hell, even Eastern Europe. Like, just pick a place that's just like right outside your comfort zone. It's really not that hard or scary as you might think. Maybe step one is get your passport. I feel like the people in Destin, Florida, I feel like maybe 50% of them had their passports just to go to Milan and Rome, once every 5 years. I feel very conflicted about it because earlier I was saying, there's no right way to do it. There's no wrong way to do it. But if you're doing it that way all the time, I gotta say, that's the wrong way. Like, if that's your only experience with travel, if that's your idea of travel, is getting in the car for 7 hours and going to the Florida Panhandle, going through Alabama and the Florida Panhandle, arguably some of the trashiest locations in the entire continental United States. The Florida Panhandle is a special breed of redneck. They are idiots. They are the rejects of the South. The South, the real South, Georgia, South Carolina, Tennessee, North Carolina, Kentucky, Virginia. We'll call Virginia the South. Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi. Those places are the real South. But guys, you have to understand, especially if you're international, if you're a filthy foreigner, Florida is not the South. Florida is a special breed of freaks and degenerates and rejects. Florida wasn't even like built up. They didn't even have like main roads in the state until like the 60s or 70s. It's like the last frontier of America, guys. These are toothless fucks, brain dead fucks, having sex with their cousin because she's the cutest girl in town. You know what I mean? This is the kind of people we're dealing with. It's a different breed outside of. Now I'm afraid the fucking guy on my lawn is just gonna come over, and I'm talking about fucking his cousin. Florida doesn't. It's not the South, guys. It's like Miami fuckboys, and it's Northerners, and it's not your typical redneck. It's a more depraved redneck. The people in Florida are different. That's all you need to know. They're not typical Southerners. They are weirdos. They are freaks. And that's the kind of people that flock to the Florida Panhandle for vacation. You hear some of the thickest Southern accents. Oh, do you need to move the car?
So fucking sorry. He stopped me. I literally had my headphones in, my head down. I was running out the door and he chased me down. He cut the mower and he was like, wait. I had my AirPods in. He's coming back here with the big mower.
All right. Okay.
So you can move inside.
Okay. God damn it. All right, we're going to have to take another fucking intermission here. But I guess you can't tell. You're just going to, it's going to be like 3 seconds for you. All right, I guess he's not coming to mow. I'm not really sure what's happening. We're just going to roll with it, guys. What a fucking disaster, man. Trying to do something productive today. And yes, this is my idea of doing something productive, is ranting to you guys. All 17 of you. And just get interrupted by white trash fucks trying to do me a favor. But guys, we're in the South. That's the clientele here. That's who it is. But in the Florida Panhandle, that's not the case. It's a different breed. It's like if all the white trash inbreds from Alabama got even more inbred, lost even more teeth, beat their wives even harder. That's who's in the Florida Panhandle. And that's the kind of people vacationing there, guys. It's not like high IQ, intellectual crowd. Or you know what, to be fair, that's not fair. Maybe they're smart, but they just don't engage in activities that are going to broaden their horizons. They are dumbasses. They're inbreds. They're just looking for a cheap thrill. They have 3 days to get away from their construction job, and this is the most clever thing they could come up with. I feel like it's the kind of people that when you tell them you went to Cancun, they're like, well, ain't that dangerous down there? Like, ain't there them cartels? And they don't like Americans, do they? Well, now I know they don't like Trump down there, and that's a problem. I can't bring my gun, can I? Can't bring my AR down there to Tulum, can I? I'll bring the AR to the ayahuasca session. That's the only way I'll feel safe down there. I'll do the ayahuasca. You know, Joe Rogan talks about that all the time. And you know what? He's a good guy. He's a God-fearing, Trump-fearing American. And for me I got to bring my AR down there. I really got to protect my rights. Do they have a Second Amendment down there in Mexico? You know, my daddy never left the state of Alabama. He turned out just fine. Fought in the Vietnam War. Fought in the Kuwait War. Now, I ain't leaving America. Ain't that how you turn liberal? Ain't that how you turn gay? Don't all them socialists live in Italia? Italia? Ain't all them liberals and trans over there in Europe? I got no interest in going there. Canada, bunch of queers, homosexuals, atheists, communists, all kinds of sinners up there in Canada. No, I think I'll stay down here, the Florida Panhandle. You know, we cross the state line. That's as far as I'm going to go. That's as far as I'll go. No, sirree. And the only reason I go there now is because it's the Gulf of America. Before the Gulf of Mexico, I ain't going damn near within a mile of there. But because it's Gulf of America, now I can see the stars and stripes. That's ours now. It's like the moon. We planted our flag there first. That's ours. Ain't that right? Amen. That's the kind of people you interact with in the Florida Panhandle. They're not savants. They're not, Magnus Carlsens. They're not free thinkers. They're not challenging the status quo in any way. They're just obeying blindly. It's like the kind of people I went to college in Alabama for a couple years. And some of those people were... It's actually just crazy to think that you could be 18 years old and to, number one, be like a far-right Republican. I feel like young kids usually lean pretty liberal. That's kind of just the general tendency of things. As you're younger, you're more open-minded. You want to give to more people. You want to, uncover new perspectives, ask questions, be curious. But these kids are 18 years old in fucking KA, Kappa Alpha fraternity, and they've already got it all figured out, man. They know about tax codes. They know about immigration. They know about, racial inequality. They got it all figured out. That's the kind of people. That's the kind of people in Alabama, and that's the kind of people that go to the Gulf Shores of Mexico, Gulf Shores of America. Let's be honest. It's a different time. It's 2025.
We're flying over right now. We're flying over a thing called the Gulf of America.
That's the kind of people that's down there, guys. You're not going to have a stimulating conversation with anyone. I guess, the deepest conversation I had with anybody was, oh, how do you like living here? Have you seen a gator today? Oh, are the taxes high in Florida? It was all like millionaires fleeing taxes of New York and New Jersey and, coming here to just rot, just die. They call Florida heaven's waiting room, and that's a fact. God damn it, that's a fact. I'll stand by that. I'll die by that. You got your old millionaires trying to hide their money. You got your panhandle rednecks thinking that they're actually fucking traveling. You got me, I'm more of a free spirit. I'm more of a free thinker, guys. I brought my backpack. I didn't even bring a backpack with, or a rolling suitcase with wheels, because that's for those idiots. I carry my shit. That's, and all those like backpacking circles are always like, oh, you carry your suitcase? Like, what's wrong with you? Like, you don't want back pain? You don't want shoulder pain? By the way, if you think you're like hacking it somehow to carry a backpack, you're fucking dumb. Literally, the invention is made to make your life easier. It has wheels. And by the way, if you think the wheels are going to get in your way, next long-term adventure you go on, 5, 6, 7 weeks, whatever it is, next long-term trip you go on, have a note in your phone ready to go. Count the number of times you actually needed a backpack. And be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself. Maybe getting on the back of a motorcycle with 2 other people, you need one backpack. That's really convenient. That's really lean and mean and, a really nice slim way to travel. But if it's just you and Pablo on the back of a fucking motorcycle in Colombia, it's not a problem. He can just put your like tiny little suitcase by his feet. You wear your backpack. It's a really simple solution. You think you're hacking it somehow by having like a 70-pound backpack with all your shit and your sneakers hanging off? It's disgusting. Nobody wants to see it. Nobody wants to see it. And the TSA or the fucking flight attendants that have to check your bag or allow you to take it as a carry-on, they look at it and they're like, what the fuck, man? Like, this ain't no carry-on, dog. This is, you know what I mean? You think you're being slick. You think you're being clever with your fucking elephant pants and your dreadlocks. And you think you've uncovered the secrets of the universe because you took, 3 grams of mushrooms in a shaman's temple in the jungles of Bali and he tried to finger you. You think you like have it all figured out because you backpacked for like 6 weeks. Shut the fuck up. Okay, nobody needs your judgment. The fact that I have... Oh, he's coming around. Here he comes. All right, we're going to pause. All right, are you still with me, guys? Have I kept your attention? Have I been engaging enough this episode? I know I'm going to get a slew of comments. Oh, shut the fuck up about the mower. Just, blah, blah, blah. But this is how it is, guys. I'm a raging control freak at the end of the day. The whole wanderlust travel thing's just a fucking act, honestly, to seem cool. All right, where was I? Talking about the brain dead fucks. And joining their ranks. I wasn't ashamed of it. I'm like, there's a time and a place for everything. And today, I want to be a brain dead fuck. I'm going to drink 13 beers and be okay with it. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's the radical self-acceptance we encourage at Small Brain American, right? We accept ourselves for who we are, and then we judge everyone else for being different than us on that specific day, right? I'm enjoying my beer in peace. Everyone who's not doing exactly what I'm doing is wrong. Okay? That's how we play it over here. Yeah, Sarah and I have been watching a lot of like cruise ship influencers. I don't know why. We're just getting like fed this nonsense on YouTube, and it's actually quite hilarious. Like people that go on Carnival cruises and act like they're actually doing something, acting like they're somehow like, I don't know, man. I just feel like cruise ship people in particular, like, the resort people at the beach are one thing, but somebody that gets on a cruise ship to quote unquote travel is a very special kind of delusional, you know? And, you know, playing devil's advocate, you could say, well, if you only get like 2 weeks of vacation here, you want to make sure you have a good time. You want to ensure that it's the perfect experience. You want to make sure that you're having fun every single day. And to that I say, cruises aren't fun. A very curated, very controlled experience is not fun. Waking up and knowing exactly what I'm going to be doing. At 8:03 we have wake up, and then at 8:47 there's breakfast, and you get your little Mickey Mouse ears with the syrup. I don't want that to be the most exciting part of my day, is the fucking Mickey Mouse ears. I want to like hitchhike on the back of some Colombian guy's motorcycle. I want to like ride on a horse in Mongolia. I want to like take actual risks instead of, and by the way, those experiences are vastly cheaper. Going to these places, what you spend on like especially a Disney cruise. And by the way, if you're an adult going on a Disney cruise, you should be on a list. Honestly, you should not be allowed to mingle with the kids. You should not be allowed within 30 feet of any toddler. That's odd. That's very strange. I guess if you're married and you're a couple, it's one thing. But if you're, especially a guy, if you're a single guy, holy shit. That's a special kind of pedophile right there. And they're getting away with it in broad daylight. I feel like anybody can just book a Disney cruise and anybody can just go. There's no like background check. I don't know. I just feel like cruise people are a special kind of retarded. You know? Like, I guess the argument is, oh, well, I want to like highly curate my experience because I'm afraid I'm not going to have fun. What's less fun than knowing exactly what you're going to do every single day on vacation? What's less fun than that? It's also extremely expensive. You could live for a month. Dude, when I used to live in Colombia, a month there was like $1,000 on a spendy month. Like that was an expensive month. $33 a day. That was a lot for Colombia. You know, I mean, who knows what it is now after inflation and all that, but that's probably what you pay for like 3 days on a Disney cruise. You know what I'm saying? 10 times the value in Colombia. Also 10 times, well, probably 100 times the risk of getting robbed. But, you know, to each their own. I'm just saying there's options for everybody. I just think if the argument is, oh, well, I only have 5 days to have fun, it's like, well, if you know exactly what you're doing, to me, that's guaranteed to not be fun. Like, I know, I like to have a rough idea when I go places. Like, oh, I like to do this, I like to do that. Let's do water sports in, you know, Sri Lanka, and then let's, you know, hitchhike in India, or like there's some kind of rough outline. But to know exactly what I'm doing, to know exactly who I'm going to be with every day, what I'm going to be eating, what time the bathroom break is, that's just a little infantilizing, isn't it? Like, it's just treating you like a kid. You know, and if I only have 5 days, I'm sure as hell not spending it like that. You know, I don't know why, but just me and Sarah have been getting fed a lot of these, like, cruise influencers. I don't understand why. I guess we've started watching a few, and it's honestly hilarious, like, how brain dead these people are. And I don't want to, like, feature them. Like, I had the thought of, like, reacting to these people, like playing a video and then reacting to it. But honestly, I don't want to punch down. Like, I don't want to be that guy that's like making fun of like these smaller creators who are just trying to find their footing. And that would be devastating. Honestly, if I had just started out on YouTube and someone with a big following was like actively talking shit about me, that would have been so heartbreaking. So I don't want to be that person to someone's dream. But yeah, it's a weird world of the cruise ship influencers. Right? Because I could even see an argument for making cruise content if you're like, here's the 10 best, you know, restaurants or whatever. It's very brain dead and very BuzzFeedy and very, you know, 2016 internet. And that's fine. But there's a place for that. Like, people find value in that. People are like, all right, you know, stay away from the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse on this cruise ship, or, you know, oh, there's a really good Negroni at this bar. Ask for fucking Martha, the bartender. You know, there's a time and a place for that. I understand. There is value in that. But to just go and, like, just have a montage of you drinking the whole time, to have, like, a time lapse of a sunset, I'm just like, all right. Maybe this is just a home video. Maybe don't, like, publish this for people to see. Maybe don't think that anyone's going to care about this, because they won't. It's a packaged. It's like you're filming you eating, like, at McDonald's. It's like an extremely predictable, like, bland, regular experience. Like, don't think you're actually doing something. You know what I mean? And the other side of that same coin is people that go to Afghanistan. Oh, look, I'm going to go to Afghanistan. I'm going to act like oh, is it dangerous? Let's go and find out in 2025. If you ever see a YouTube video where they say, let's see how blah, blah, blah is in 2025, they're just keyword jamming. That's what YouTubers do to make their videos, like, show up earlier in the search query. That's why Google is terrible. Adam Conover, this comedian YouTuber, has this really good video about how Google has ruined the internet, and how any, like, recipe that you look up, the first 3 paragraphs are like, when my grandmother lived in Italy, and blah, 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 blah. And she always asked, what's the best ravioli recipe? And then I would say, you're right, Grandma. What is the best ravioli recipe? ? End quote. Like, they're just keyword jamming things to make it show up earlier in your search. They're not actually adding any value. They're not actually pushing any boundaries or giving you any value of answering your fucking question. They're just going to ask it 19 times before they actually just say, you know, boil the pasta, fucking knead the dough, fucking add the ricotta, boil for 4 minutes. Like, it literally, their whole article could have been summarized by, like, less than a paragraph. But they need to bore you with the fucking details of their grandmother coming over from Sicily. You know what I'm saying? And the same thing is happening with YouTube videos. These fucking imbeciles, because their content isn't interesting enough, it's not like, it doesn't have any intrinsic value. They just need to, like, tell the YouTube algorithm that it has value. They need to, like, trick the computer program into thinking that they're actually saying something when they're saying nothing. They're not teaching you anything. They're not showing you something new. They're not being funny. They're not... They're, like, tricking a computer program into serving it to you instead of just making it good, instead of just focusing on the quality. It's like a company that, like, focuses solely on advertising and doesn't actually improve the goddamn product. That's what these people are doing. So anytime you see a fucking guy from, you know, London going to Afghanistan, oh, mate, what's Afghanistan like in 2025? How are the people, mate? Oh, the people's not the government, mate. Oh, mate, you got, good people in Afghanistan, mate. Don't believe the media. The women are treated well there, mate. They just end up making propaganda. They go, I've talked about this a million times, but they go there well-intentioned, trying to show that a place is more complex than the news, which, surprise, surprise, it always is. That's just the world. That's how the news works. But these YouTubers then end up being, like, reverse propagandists, right? If Fox News tells you Iraq is dangerous, they think it's their fucking MO. It's their, like, mission to make it look good. You know? I talk to YouTubers all the time. This is, like, 90% of them. They just want to fucking make it look good no matter what. Like, even if they have a bad time, even if something bad happens, they're like, oh, mate, but they're good people, mate. We got to show... There's love in Afghanistan, mate. It's all love, mate. I'm like, it's just like a one-trick pony. Like, do something else. Say something else, you know? I'm fine with that conclusion being reached if it's warranted. But, you know, if it's not, show that too. Like, let's be honest, you know? Yeah, I'm good. Okay. Nice guy. I shouldn't... shouldn't talk shit about people doing me nice things on a podcast. Well, that's my red flag, I guess. I don't know. You know, it's two sides to the same coin. Like, these fucking... I don't know what it is. I you know, for forever I've wanted to make a show where I, like, react to, like, shitty travel content and I like mock it. I just have this vision for like a commentary channel where I do that, but I'll be honest, guys, I don't know if I have the heart for it. I don't know if I have the stomach to do that. I don't want to like put people on blast, but there is so much bad stuff about travel on the internet. Like, it went from reviewing a fruit smoothie bowl in Cancun to like, oh mate, oh they good people, mate, come to Afghanistan, oh mate, come to Lebanon, oh the news, the media is all wrong. Like, it went from like, hey guys, here's my morning routine in Cancun. So I wake up and I make sure my servants are at the ready when I wake up, and they make my bed for me right away. And then I go to the spa and I get my little facial and I do my nails. And then I go tan for 6 hours and wear the sluttiest thing possible. And when 9 guys hit on me, I get really mad and put it on my Instagram story. And I call them and then I went to bed. You know? It went from that, which is bad in its own right. But it's this new thing now where it's like, oh guys, I'm going to go to the most dangerous place and I'm going to show you it's okay. And it's just like, what's Brazil like in 2025? You know, and then when they get robbed, they don't show it. Right? Or when the Taliban threatens their tour guide, they don't talk about it. They don't talk about it because that goes against their narrative. Right? There's also this, like, I'm just ranting about YouTube now. There's also this, like, corner of YouTube where it's like, oh, is it true that the Haitians are eating the cats? And then in the thumbnail, it's like it's like a black guy, like, eating barbecue. He's like, there's another fucking plane? Helicopter? What is going on today? You know, it's like this Fox News adjacent, like, pseudo-journalism where they just use the clickbaitiest shit, the most race-baity shit to just make people feel like, you know, it's like Fox News for a new generation. It's very strange. I feel like YouTube's in a weird place. And I'll be honest with you guys, like, the incentive structure, to be honest, and to be like a moderate, is not really there. Like, people like it when you're more extreme. You know, you get more Patreon signups, you get more, you know, fucking DraftKings fucking signups. It's like the further you push the envelope, the more money you make. That's what people want to see, you know? And to be like a regular guy, like just speaking the truth, that's why I feel like Luke from the Enter Boys YouTube channel was such a gem. You know, he recently quit a few weeks ago. And if you didn't know, he had like a really wholesome channel. He was this Mormon guy that had 3 young boys and his wife, and then go on trips. And, you know, he would go off sometimes and camp, like really adventurous, really dangerous, faraway places. And the videos were fun. He was really wholesome and he was really honest. And he didn't like fluff the editing. He didn't make it anything that it wasn't. It just felt like a very honest, kind of one of the last like honest YouTubers has quit. Because he got so big that I guess people were like stalking him, and I mean, who knows what actually happened. But in his like goodbye video, he just said, "It's getting too much for me and my family. You know, we just want to live normal lives, so we quit." So respect, honestly, hats off to Luke from the Enter Boys YouTube channel. But there's not many more of those people. It's all just like, oh, let's go in the hood in Rio and flash some money around and see how long it takes till I get robbed. It's just like, I don't know, man. I just I don't know. It's just a weird landscape, and I can definitely understand like why people, like when I tell people I'm a YouTuber, I honestly don't like to tell people I'm a YouTuber because it has a certain connotation that goes with it. It's very cringe to tell people you're a YouTuber because they think you're just some Mr. Beast hype guy that's shouting and using like big flashy subtitles. And, you know, dude, the other day, me and Sarah were watching like Nickelodeon reruns on television. I guess someone had like recorded a VHS from like 1995 or something. And they just recorded like from like 9 a.m. to like noon on Nickelodeon. We just watched the whole thing, like Rugrats and Hey Arnold and like Nick Gas. Oh, Nick Gas is the best. To this day, it holds up. Nick Gas is fire. But we were watching it, and you know, I have this conception of Mr. Beast in my head where it's like, oh, I'm gonna go to the temples, and you're not gonna learn anything about the temples, and here's an explosion, and I'm gonna go to this really educational place, and you're not gonna learn shit about it, and we're just gonna blow it up. You know, just explosions and candy giveaways, and play my online game and collect these, blah 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 blah. And you're watching it as an adult, and you're like, what is this garbage? This is total bullshit. Kids these days, you know, you just turn into like a boomer dad. You're like, oh, their brains are rotting. But then you turn on Nickelodeon from the 90s. It's the same shit, dude. It's actually the same shit. They're giving away toys. It's very colorful. They're giving away candy. It's just the same shit. Like, there's something about nostalgia where, you know, you look back with rose-colored glasses and then you actually watch it like a rerun, like verbatim, like exactly the kind of shit I used to watch on a Saturday morning. And it's just garbage. It's the same junk. But who am I kidding? I didn't have fucking Nickelodeon. We weren't poor, but we never had Nickelodeon. We had basic cable as a kid. So parents didn't want me rotting my brain. We see how that turned out. They still let me watch The Simpsons. But you know, you tell people you're a YouTuber, and they're like, "Oh, that's cringe. That's gay. That's weird. Like, oh, what do you just sell chocolate and gambling?" And there's a certain connotation that goes with being a YouTuber, and rightfully so. I mean, I think the majority of my colleagues are cringe. I think it's like selling snake oil. I'd say like 80% of YouTube is like selling bullshit. It's like, I'm going to pitch you on a good title and thumbnail idea, and the actual content of the video is going to be garbage. Or, you know, I'm going to sell you DraftKings, and you're going to gamble your life savings away just so I can make a buck. I'm going to make an NFT. I'm going to make a fucking crypto coin. Like, the list goes on. There's so many scams and snake oil salesmen and women. Shout out Huck to a girl.
Oh, you got to give him that Huck to it.
There's so many, like, examples of people just being cringe and greedy and selfish. And, I don't know. I guess it's just the entertainment industry, though, isn't it? I don't know. I guess I'm not really like that experienced in like entertainment stuff. I'm just kind of a guy like talking into a microphone and like vlogging sometimes. I don't know. Maybe that's the whole entertainment industry. I'm not really sure. I'd rather not find out, honestly. You know, I guess that's why Luke quit. Luke from the Metro Bros YouTube channel. Rest in peace. Yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. I've run out of things to say. Oh, I was going to say, you know, it's both sides. It's just like, you know, people make cringe content about cruise ships. People make cringe content about hardcore shit. I just feel like there needs to be more space for like honesty and, I don't know, give more people a shot. Like, watch more smaller channels. I saw this kid, actually really funny reaction to India. He was in India and he passed from India to Pakistan on foot, the Wagah land border into Lahore, Pakistan. And he was just riffing about how much he hated India. He was like, oh, never go. It's stinky. It's disgusting. The people are rude. They want to scam you. Basically, all the stuff that I said in the India Sucks video. And I felt very, like, verified isn't the right word. I just felt very, like, seen. I was like, this guy fucking gets it. He's speaking the truth. A fucking disciple for how bad India is. You know, smaller channels like that, like people taking risks. Give more people like that a chance. People just honestly making good shit, and not like trying to sell you some fake crap. I feel like a lot of people on YouTube are just like riding a high off of like an older era. Maybe they hit it big earlier, 10 years ago, and they're just kind of riding that wave. And watch out for those people, because after a while they get desperate and they start selling you anything. That's when the fucking crypto scams happen. That's when they start, plugging you merch that they made in fucking Indonesia that's terrible. That's when they lead group tours. You know what I mean? Watch out for those fuckers, man. Because who knows? It could be me. I say one wrong thing in the podcast and I could be canceled, and that could be over, and I could be leading in a group trip to Colombia, where I arrange for all the people to get robbed. Who knows? Maybe they'll play this clip when it actually happens. All right, guys. Well, thanks for sticking this long in the episode. Thanks for coming along. Please subscribe on Spotify. Share it with your friends. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.